In this video, we're going to be taking a quick look and maybe have a little bit better understanding of how best to create your design templates um, and different ways to save you time and money. In this lacrosse design, somebody had a question about, well, how do you color separate it? Well, the answer is you don't color separate it because you don't need to color separate it. If you understand how best to make your transfers. This design was specifically set up, and really all of our designs are set up in a way where we make best use of our templates and of course more importantly best use of when you're actually in a production mode, how best to create your transfers when you're using the template setup. So that's really what we're going to explain maybe a little bit more in detail. So when we take a look at this design, let's understand what we really have here. All of the small stones with inside the little lacrosse stick, those are all SS6 crystal stones. The lacrosse stick itself obviously is a different color, and everything else is crystal. But more importantly, everything else other than these stones inside the lacrosse net here are SS10 crystal. The lacrosse stick itself, we actually did an SS16 stones, except for there are a few right here that are SS10s and a few right over here that are SS10s. These are SS10s going across, and these right here at the tip are SS16. Now we did that for effect, but there's a problem here. If we're going to cut this in a single template, we have to do it in a very specific way because we have SS10 stones directly next to other SS10 stones of a different color. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to cut this as a single template. We're going to cut this as a single template to save on template material. We're going to cut this as a single template because it's easier to create one template brushing all of our stones than it is to line up two separate templates, especially when you're first starting out. So we're going to use a little trick. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut this out as a single template. Then you're going to take a piece of hot fix tape. And what we're going to do is just kind of simulate this hot fix tape. And we're going to cut a little piece of hot fix tape just like this. So you take your hot fix tape and you lay it over your cut design and you trace it with a Sharpie. Okay? We'll go back to the beginning here. You trace it with a Sharpie. So now that becomes our hot fix tape. Okay? Now, because our hot fix tape is in this shape, let's go ahead and give it some transparency so you can see what I'm talking about here. So there's our hot fix tape. So you just place your hot fix tape over that portion of the design. And because you have your hot fix tape covering this up, you can go ahead and brush in your SS16 stones of one color for your stick because they won't fit in an SS10 hole. Then you go ahead and brush in all of your SS10 crystal or whatever color you're going to be using for the rest of the design. You could even take a piece of hot fix tape if you want to. Let's go ahead and just cover this up too. So let's just say you want to do life in crystal, but you want to do this text down here in a different color. Well, you go ahead, you brush in your SS16 stones for your stick. One color, you brush in your crystal for life. You then remove this piece of hot fix tape, brush in your next color. So let's just say, I don't know, just for fun. Let's say we're going to make all those light cyan just for giggles. Okay? Or maybe we want to do something even more fun than that. Maybe we want all of these to be crystal. Okay? Then we'll pull down our hot fix tape. We'll brush in some light cyan. Then we'll come down and move our hot fix tape again. And then we're going to brush in some more crystal. And then we'll move our hot fix tape and brush in the remaining stones for light cyan. Okay, then we just kind of squirrel this away. Now we have to deal with what's left. Okay, so now we're going to move this piece of hot fix tape. But remember, everything else is already filled in. So now we're going to brush in our SS16 Capri Blue. Okay, then we're going to brush in our SS10 Capri Blue and take care of the rest of it. And then because all of these are SS6s, We'll go ahead and brush those in back to crystal again. So you can see we can create a really cool design, lots of different colors, and because of the way we set the file up, we could do it all with a single template. And so if you're just creating a one-off, then you don't have to create more than one template. And even if you just create one template, but you want to try some different color things, like we did here with our text down here at the bottom, you have lots and lots of flexibility that way. All right, so think about that when you're going to do your design work. We think about that all the time when we're doing our design work, and how best to set that up. But take advantage of that plug technique with our little pieces of hot fix tape, and you'll save considerably on the number of different templates you're going to be making, but also the time it takes to fiddle with more than one template at a time, and some of the different things that you can do as far as splitting, text color and things of that nature. You really have a lot of different things that you could do just by using the little hotfix plug. So hopefully that answers the question how to create this design using one single template.